Mike Boyd, Boyd Group International. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you coming along. Just want to talk real briefly today about a couple of events that took place in this past 10 days or so regarding small community air service, a big item right now. Both involve the Essential Air Service Program, and both clearly prove that the Essential Air Service Program is an absolute brontosaurus. It should be canceled. Is it good in some areas? Does it work? A few, but overall, it's now a program that clearly does not work and clearly wastes money. Two items happened. In Eau Claire, Sun Country Airlines, this is not pejorative to them, by the way, was awarded the Essential Air Service contract. And they're going to operate a few flights a week, 2 to Minneapolis and a few to leisure destinations unidentified right now. Now, to do this, they have to get a waiver from the DOT because it doesn't meet the requirements of the EAS program. And they got the waiver. Now, the community is all excited about this, but I have to ask, since when are federal dollars, tax dollars, to be used to provide leisure travel or leisure travel options for consumers? That's not what EAS is all about. But the problem with the folks at the DOT is they didn't have any option. It was either this or Boutique, and Boutique had single engine PC-12s, which didn't meet the requirements of the EAS program either. So they gave it to Sun Country. What they've done is given away $6 million. And again, I do not criticize the airline for this, but they gave away $6 million so that Orlando or Las Vegas or whatever communities they're going to be flying to can get more passengers. That's flat ass outrageous. And it should be mentioned. I mean, I'm sure the people at Eau Claire are all excited about it, but just don't kid yourself, guys. You don't have scheduled passenger service. You got Sun Country, which is a great entity. That's a different transportation system than having essential service that connects you to the rest of the world. Okay, if that wasn't enough, there's a phase 2 to this. In the last month or so, SkyWest Airlines has come out and they want to do a separate entity that will be flying 50-seat jets with 30 seats on it. That way they can fly under Part 135 and they can have co-pilots with less experience than you would with 121. That didn't mean less safe, just means less experience. Makes sense. I mean, they've got a lot of 50-seat jets. They got to put them somewhere. And this is a unique way of doing it. Plus, it opens up some jet opportunities to communities that wouldn't have it in the future anyway. Unfortunately, our friends at the Airline Pilot Association has come out strongly against this. They are saying that it will reduce safety. They put out a 15-page, I'm told, letter to the Department of Transportation urging them not to allow this to happen. Now, the reality is there's a lot of EAS stuff carried by 135 operators, including some jets. But the SkyWest thing, I don't know, it's of concern to me that ALPA would be so outspoken about it, particularly when we have a situation where, maybe because they're not ALPA pilots, ALPA's concerned. I don't know, but whatever it is, I don't think it's productive at all, because what it's saying is communities that did have SkyWest, and I believe this would still be under United Express, now won't be able to get it at all. And they'll be with some, again, unbranded operator. Nothing wrong with those unbranded operators. The problem is unbranded operators really don't give you the connectivity then that service with a United Express code, which I believe this 135 operator would have, can deliver to a community. Now, that's understandable. ALPA's got their dogs in the fight, and that's what they're after. There's another little item here. What's really incredible, and it kind of illuminates the total lack of understanding that a lot of communities have in regard to essential air service, what it is and what their community is, and how outdated this brontosaurus is. Take a look at this quote. It's from the mayor of Pueblo. Now, Pueblo, Colorado is about, worst case, about 40 minutes south of Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs has 25, 30 flights a day. They have flight nonstops on Southwest to a number of destinations. They've got American Airlines. They've got Delta Airlines coming in. They've got all kinds of service there. Pueblo's EAS with two, count them, two 50-seat jets on SkyWest. which SkyWest has petitioned to pull out of. And SkyWest has said with our new 135 operator, we're planning to go back into Pueblo. Now, the mayor of Pueblo puts out this drivel that he's not going to settle for anything less than a 121 operator. And actually implying that SkyWest, one of the best airlines, one of the best operators on the planet, is cutting corners and affecting safety. Someone should tell the mayor here that, number one, he's wrong to attack SkyWest, number one. And number two, there shouldn't even be any air service at Pueblo. You know what the load factor was last year at Pueblo and has been traditionally? Low 20s, 22%. In the first hour of the day, 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, there are probably 3 times the number of people at the local Starbucks than go through that airport in a day. In other words, it's a waste of money. But this guy's coming out and saying he wants a 121 operator and SkyWest is cutting corners. Mary, you're probably going to get your wish. If I were SkyWest, I'd say, fine, you think we're unsafe, we don't want to deal with you. But this is part of the image that we have of what EAS is small communities have an entitlement to it only because they need that local air service. And we've covered this over and over again. Places like a Pueblo, and there's others out there. Why do we waste money? Muskegon, when consumers have better options. It's not a case of this horrible fence put up where people can't get out of Pueblo. They're driving up the highway. We mentioned Toledo, a great, vibrant place, but 90%, actually more than 90%, according to their own numbers, of their passengers are driving the 40 minutes to get to the 300 daily departures at Detroit. Toledo will never match that. They can do all the studies they want. They can do all the surveys they want. They can do all the social media they want. It's not going to do anything. And I think we have to realize that for communities, it's access. And if you live on the South Shore of Long Island, you want to go to LaGuardia, you're going to allow more than 40 minutes to get to LaGuardia. It's the same thing in a place like a Toledo, or this outrage we saw a little while ago with Wilmington, Delaware. They don't have any air service. The whole state has lost air service. And you have these idiot reporters putting that out. Well, they're 25 minutes from Philadelphia International, where American has a hub. Hello? But the argument is every small community has to have air service at the local airport or they'll die. The fact is that is just malarkey. But what we're seeing here with the situation in Eau Claire and what we're seeing here with the kind of an attitude we see in Pueblo, once again underscores the fact that the EAS program is totally dead. It's out of line. It's a waste of money, and it should be canceled or certainly rebuilt. There are some places where it works, but overall, when the DOT itself cannot find operators that meet their own requirements for essential air service, we have a message here about just how old this system is. So I'm going to leave it right there. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I mean, there's a comment section on the bottom of this, whatever channel we're on. We have an email, give us an email, let us know. But what we have here is a situation where it's time for Congress to belly up to the bar and start to make sure that our communities have connective connectivity. In other words, communicative connectivity. And that's not always wasting $6 million making sure that people get subsidized fares out of Eau Claire to Las Vegas. So that's where we're at. If you have any questions, again, give us a call. In the meantime, we'll be back next week with some other data and information and we're going to have a couple more Fox Day Orange with some really exciting people in the industry, like we did with Catherine Creedy a few weeks ago. So log on and also subscribe. We'd look forward to working with you.